Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen Osset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you have time, please give this video a thumbs up, pass it on to somebody else who might like it too, and leave us a positive comment in the comment section. Thank you so much. So, let me tell you guys something that happened that really made me laugh. One of the things that makes me laugh a lot is when people tell me things about Aquarius that I know are so true. And one of the things that's been said about me specifically and a lot of other Aquarius really made me laugh. So last night I was tinkering around and I was talking on one of the sites. I think it was Instagram. I like Instagram lately. And I was on the site and a woman said to me, because I always post things about Aquarius, I post things about love and things like that. And she said to me, can I ask you a question? And every time somebody says that to me, I know it's getting ready to be a doozy. So I was like, okay, sure, go ahead. And she said, this is my question. You and other Aquarius I know are always talking about love and romance and, you know, Valentine's Day and all these kind of sweet romantic kind of things. But you run from relationships, even dates sometimes, like the plague. She was like, how do you expect to get this romance, you know, that you guys are always talking about when you guys don't stay with nobody or engage with anybody romantically long enough to actually achieve it? And I laughed. I laughed and I laughed hard. Do you know how many people have said that about and to me? All the way back to when I was like 3. My family members, my friends. My one friend told me that she doesn't even take my dates seriously until they've stuck around more than 90 days. She was like, if you keep somebody for more than 3 months, then I start to pay attention to them. Up until that point, I don't even take them seriously. And I was laughing because my aunt, who's very critical about everybody else but messed up her own life, always says, you always kicking somebody to the curb. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I kicked them to the curb and I'm going to kick another one, all right? And it's not because Aquarius want to kick people to the curb. And it's not that we don't want that love that we talk about. Most of us do. Not all of us, but many of us do. Many Aquarius are truly seeking a deep connection. And I know that sounds funny to some of you who've been with an Aquarius or who are around an Aquarius and we're always ghosting or always breaking up with somebody or always just simply single. And you're like, how is that? It's the truth. Aquarius really want a deep connection, but we also know when it's not there. And we know pretty fast. I can tell within the first conversation if that deep connection is there. And it's not based on any one thing. It's based on what that particular Aquarius is looking to connect with. So I can tell in one conversation if the person has things that I want to connect with. I ask strategic questions just to see if we're compatible in those ways. I'll give you an example. When I go on a date, let's say it's like the first date, you know, you have all that small talk, you know, while you're eating and having drinks and hors d'oeuvres. And one of the things I do is I ask them questions about things that I really, really like, but I don't always tell them that it's something I really, really like. I might just ask a question. Like, for example, I may say to a woman, what do you think about holidays? Do you like to celebrate, you know, Halloween and Valentine's Day? I may ask them something like that, but never really say how I think and feel about it, because holidays are really important to me. I love holidays. I celebrate almost every one. So I know for me that I'm going to want to celebrate holidays. So if she comes back to me with some answer about how she thinks they're commercial or they're this or they're that, I pretty much stop listening. That's pretty much the end right there. Like I said, one conversation, because I already know that's not going to work for me. or something. And it's always things that are important to me. I don't ask them about a whole bunch of frivolous things. I ask them about things I know are important to me. Or I may say to them, do you want to have more children? Now, I already know I don't want any more children. I'm good on kids. I've already done that phase of my life. So I know that that's not really something that I want to do. So in that first conversation, if she's talking about children and a family and a picket fence, I know that this is not for me. I would agree to children, but only under extreme circumstances. It's not something I really want to do. I want to travel the world and be as irresponsible as I have been as far as my time and my freedom are concerned. And I don't want to have to share that with somebody I have to take care of. I just don't want to do it. That's why I don't have pets anymore. I don't want to take care of anything and anybody. I want to take care of myself, and taking care of me is hard enough. So I want to take care of me, maybe assist with other things, and that's it. I'm not trying to be running behind a 2-year-old. So if she's talking about family and kids and things like that, that's the end of that conversation, to be honest with you. So I ask strategic questions about things that are deal breakers. Everything's not a deal breaker. If she doesn't cook, I don't care. If she doesn't clean, I don't care. Those are things that some other people may really think are important, but I have a maid. And she comes once a week and she cleans the apartment. So I don't need a maid. I don't need a wife to come be my maid, you know? I'll hire somebody to do that. I don't need her to cook all the time. My daughter cooks. I can order from Chili's. I'm good, you know? We can work that part out. But the deal breakers, the things that are really important to me, like I said, holidays, not running behind kids, traveling. I asked them, do they like to travel? So the bottom line is that it's not that Aquarius doesn't want a connection. And I think people really believe this. A lot of people believe that Aquarius, because some of us act so fickle, people believe that we don't want a connection, that we want to be single, we want to be free, we want to play the field, we want to do this, we want to do that. And some low vibrational Aquarius do want to do that. But most of us, especially those of us that are older, have already done that, and we're open to settling down. We're open to a commitment. But the other person has to be somebody we feel like we can have a deep connection with. And if we don't feel like we can have that deep connection, we're not going to play that game. So if your Aquarius is, you know, doing what she said, talking about love, but not really, you know, acting it out, it's not because they don't want it. It's because they haven't found the right person. The connection that they're looking for, they haven't found. I haven't found it yet. I've connected with people, and I'm talking about romantically. I've connected with people for a little while, but nothing that I really, that deep, intense, trusting connection. Haven't had it. You know, I've had some things that I thought was it, came close to it, you know, but I haven't had that deep connection. And that's what Aquarius wants. So it's not that I'm just fickle and running around and dumping people like my aunt says. It's that I haven't found the person that I really wanted to be deeply connected with. Now, if I find that woman, I'm going to connect with her. I'm going to connect with her, and I'm going to marry her, and I'm going to be with her. But if I don't find that connection, like most Aquarius, I'm okay by myself. If you read the comment section underneath my videos about Aquarius and romance, any of them, you'll see a whole bunch of other Aquarius talking about exactly the same thing. Being open to this deep connection, but not having obtained it. And honestly, I don't think it's an easy thing to obtain. I think that you can attract using the law of attraction. I think you can attract a decent person into your life. But the kind of deep soul connection that I'm talking about, I think is rare. I think the connection that Aquarius wants is rare. So a lot of people get angry. A lot of our lovers get angry with us because they're like, well, what's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. It's just not that deep connection I'm looking for. So if you're in a relationship with an Aquarius and you can tell that that's what's going on with them, then I would strongly suggest you step away from the relationship. Because look, if the Aquarius has already decided that that deep connection is not there, and they're still seeing you because you're Mr. or Mrs. Right now versus Mr. or Mrs. Right, then you're going to get your feelings hurt, because the relationship is never going to go anywhere. And you want it to go somewhere. You want to be the one. And that's a beautiful and noble thing. But if you're not the one, that's fine. You are the one for somebody. That Aquarius is the one for somebody. But maybe it's not you. Maybe you aren't each other's, person. And that's fine. But a lot of people don't treat me like that. A lot of times when there's a person that I've stopped talking to, they got an attitude, they mad, all kind of stuff. And I'm just like, look, if you ain't the one, you just ain't the one. If I'm not the one and you tell me I'm not the one, I'm just going to be like, okay, I understand that. It's fine. Don't get angry with someone because you're not the one. It's fine. But don't be Mrs. Right or Mrs. Right now if you know that's not what you want. And that's what a lot of people do with Aquarius. A lot of people will be the Mr. Right, the Mr. Right now, thinking that things will change. And when they don't, in most cases, now they're upset. Don't do that to yourself. Go after exactly what you want. If you get with the Aquarius and the connection is not there, fine, move on. There's so many more fish in the sea. Go grab you another one, okay? All right, guys, it's time for me to get going. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to have a reading done, please email me. I'll be happy to give you an appointment. Also, underneath this video is any information you may possibly want to know about me, my social media, and everything else, okay? See you later.